What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Rocco's Kitchen. Cheers. Tonight, we're going to be making a creamy polenta with a pork ragu. So, to start, we're going to do our pork ragu, get that going, because that's going to have to simmer for about 2 to 3 hours till that pork breaks down and gets nice and tender. And then we'll make the polenta when it gets a little closer to the ragu being done. So, anyways, don't forget, like and subscribe. Check out some other videos. We got a bunch of them. Alright, so for your sauce, I got pork shoulder here. About 2.5 pounds cut into 1-inch cubes. That's boneless. Got half of a yellow onion diced. About 4 cloves of onion minced. I got about 1.5 tablespoons of rosemary finely chopped. And about a heaping tablespoon of thyme leaves. Both fresh. We're also going to use 2 28-ounce cans of crushed tomato, about a cup of Cabernet Sauvignon, and of course, our salt and pepper. Okay, so that's it. Let's head over to the stove and start cooking. So we got our Dutch oven over here, get nice and hot with some vegetable oil in there, and that I'm just bringing it right to smoke point. Smoke is just starting to wisp up. So I'm going to go ahead and add half my pork. Don't want to add all of it at one time and overcrowd the pan. You won't get the nice brown that you want. Now we're just going to brown each side of that meat a couple of minutes, and then we'll do the other half of the meat. So that's looking pretty good. Nice and brown. We're going to take that batch out. Put in the rest of our pork. Brown that up and we'll be right back. Okay, so all our meat is browned. We're going to turn our pan down to about medium and go in with our onion. Give that a little stir. Okay. Now, go with the garlic. We're just going to saute garlic and onion until the onion starts to get translucent. So our onions are starting to soften up. The garlic is just browning slightly. We'll go back in with our meat. Meat's back in there. We're going to add about a cup of our wine. And I'm going to let that simmer and reduce about half, by about half. The wine is reduced, so now we're going to go in with our 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. rosemary, thyme. Season with salt and pepper. Not too much. We'll adjust that at the end. Stir. Alright, so now I'm just going to stir this up. Let it come back up to a simmer. I'm going to partially cover it. And let her cook medium low for, we'll just add a simmer, a light simmer for about 2 hours, and we'll check on it. So, see you in a little bit. Okay, our sauce has been simmering for about 2 hours, and our meat is getting to where it will start breaking up. I want it to be a little bit more tender than that, but our sauce is getting pretty thick. So what I'm going to do is add about a cup of water. Stir that in, and I'm going to let that keep simmering, probably be done in about a half hour. And go ahead and start our polenta. So our pork ragu is almost ready. We're going to get our polenta working. For that, we're going to need 5 cups of water, 1 cup of fine cornmeal, half of a yellow onion diced, 2 or 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 cup of Parmesan cheese grated, and 2 tablespoons of butter cut into pads. Alright, let's head on over to the stove and get that working. I got my saucepan here with a tablespoon and a half of oil, extra virgin olive oil in there. Medium low heat. I'm going to go in with my onion. I'm going to go in with my garlic. Now we're just going to sweat that onion and garlic until the onion's nice and translucent. Our onions are nice and translucent, so now we're going to go in with our 5 cups of water. And turn that heat up to high. And bring it to a simmer. We'll be right back. Water has come to a boil. So I'm going to take my cornmeal and just slowly pour that in while whisking. Okay, I'm going to drop my heat down to about medium, just let that simmer. I'm going to keep stirring it while it cooks. So, that's been going for about 5 minutes, I've just been stirring it. It's nice and creamy and thick. Now we're going to go in with our Parmesan cheese. Season with some salt. And we'll also fold in our butter. Stir that. So our butter is nice and melted. Everything's incorporated. We'll check it for salt. Needs a little more salt. Yep, we are good. Now let's plate this up. Everything's ready. Now we're just going to put some polenta in the middle of our plate. Now if we were serving a bunch of people, you could definitely get a long wooden board and do it that way. Spread it out across that. But tonight it's just me and my wife. So we got some polenta down. Now we're going to get some of this pork ragu. Just go right in the center. Look at that. It's beautiful. Smell a bunch of rosemary coming off of that. Just finish it a little more Parmesan Reggiano. You got yourself a dinner right there. So guys, that's all it takes to make a delicious creamy polenta with pork ragu. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go enjoy this. Cheers.